My name is Taylor Pollock. I am an audio engineer. I currently am working here at Platoon 7 as one of the house engineers. In the past, I used to work at Strong Room Studios. I also, after I graduated from Berkeley, moved to Nashville, and I worked for Spotify for a period of time at their Secret Genius Studios, now called Notable. I also worked at Swan Studios in New York City doing a lot of tape restoration and transfers. So I started out at Berklee College of Music, and we had access to Studio One, which is where the 88RS console was. And I remember just sitting there for hours trying to figure out the patch bay, because we originally learned on the API, which patch bay is completely different than the Neve patch bay. But yeah, it was like a lot of focus time just messing things up and figuring out signal flow on a Neve properly. So the VR at Strong Room, because I worked at Strong Room before, Studio One, I think the 88, you can just do a lot more on it. The VR just has a lot less capabilities. One of my favorite features that I kind of can't live without right now is the recalling. If I have a live session one day and they're like, oh, we need to make this happen the next day again, or we can't finish this today, but we need to schedule it again for next week. It is such a lifesaver to be able to recall it all, and I don't have to take pictures. And I save so much phone storage space because I have a beautiful recall system at my fingertips. We do a lot of stuff here at Platoon, but a lot of the stuff that I have been working on has been live tracking and a lot of band tracking, which I would say is probably my specialty. I do a lot of drum recording and a lot of full band stuff, a lot of live sessions because we have the content space. It's really nice actually that we have this console because I now sort of have a template for everything that I do. And when different people come in and ask for different things, it's really easy for me to, again, if I have a recall and I'm like, that's really similar to what a previous artist has asked, I can just recall my drum EQs, my drum sounds, all of the pictures that I've had from that session. Yeah, but a lot of the stuff we do here is really, especially the live stuff, it can be really on the go, really fast stuff. And it's just, I do find Neves to be super intuitive when I need to be really quick with what I'm doing. For me, a console is so important to have just because I've learned on consoles. Every job that I've had, I've been using consoles. And workflow-wise, especially when I'm doing things on the fly, it's so nice to I can just engage an EQ, I can just engage an insert. I love the fact that now we can make space in the industry for people that are bedroom producers, because even with the Neve, I've figured out like a beautiful workflow for people bringing in their laptops and hooking them up on an interface. And then on Pro Tools, I'm messing around and recording their loops or something and cutting them up, aligning them, and then we're putting them through the board, messing with them, maybe distorting the pre's, sending them through outboard. I just find like a lot of things super intuitive with consoles, and I don't think I would have as much freedom sonically if I wasn't working on a console. So if I could take any part of this console home, it would probably be the EQs, because I know them so well at this point and I know exactly how to get the sounds from the EQs that I want. Like the amount of times, or the amount of time I have spent EQing kick mics alone. I know exactly what the low end response is going to be, and it would just be so useful to have that kind of thing at home recording bass or something. I think the famous Neve sound is very, not to be biased, but is my favorite kind of harmonic distortion. It's so like warm in the nicest way possible. And honestly, a lot of the time, as much as I do use outboard gear, I would say probably 60 to 70% of the time to get distortions, I'm just cranking pre's, because it just sounds so nice. There's nothing that compares to any sort of Neve pre. Let's just smack that up on a guitar and see what that sounds like. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, people prefer that to other distortions. But that's just, I am a distortion freak. I love distortion, so fuzz everything.